My audience really seemed to like that top 10 list I did last week. For those who missed it, I went back 3 decades to June of 1995 and gave a rundown of the top 10 rock songs on the mainstream rock tracks chart. I plan on doing this as a reoccurring thing on my channel, and I asked you guys what other years you'd like to see me do, and the first answer I got was 1990. So the person who commented 1990, a guy named Jason, thanks for the suggestion by the way, he wrote The Last Stand of Hair Metal. You know, talk about the album songs from Warrant, Poison, Trickster, Firehouse, etc. Before I even looked at the charts, I thought it was going to be full of hair bands, and I was actually shocked by what I saw. So let's get to it. Let's look at the top 10 songs on the mainstream rock tracks chart for the week of June 23rd, 1990. Unlike last week's video, I've thrown in something special at the end as well. The June 1990 Rock Tracks chart was a showcase of rock's remarkable diversity at the dawn of a new decade. That week, the chart brought together a wide range of acts from classic rock legends all the way to newer voices, each representing different corners of the rock spectrum. The chart reflected a pretty vibrant mix of styles and eras, and this eclectic lineup captured the spirit of the genre, which was in transition, where established icons and fresh faces shared the spotlight, making it for one of the most dynamic moments in rock radio history. So number 10 that week on the rock charts was Before You Accuse Me by Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton's song was actually a cover that was originally written by Bo Diddley. It appeared on Diddley's debut album, and in the song, the singer tries to deflect criticism off himself and back to his lover.
You killed me. Take a look at yourself.
Now, before Clapton covered the song, Creedence Clearwater Revival also recorded it for their 5th album, Cosmos Factory. As for Clapton's version, it's featured on his 1989 album Journeyman. Clapton's version blends masterful guitar work with heartfelt vocals, creating a pretty laid-back groove that pays homage to the blues tradition while making the song accessible to a new generation. It eventually went on to peak at number 9 on the same chart. Number 9 that week was Every Little Thing by Jeff Lynne. Now, Jeff Lynne, the mastermind behind Electric Light Orchestra, delivered a solo hit with the song, which showcased his signature production style and a knack for crafting memorable pop rock songs. It was issued as the lead single from his first solo album, Armchair Theater. The track features lush arrangements, catchy hooks, and layered vocals, all hallmarks of Lynne's distinctive sound. The lyrics explore themes of love as well as devotion, delivered with Lynne's warm and expressive style, while the rich instrumentation and meticulous attention to detail gave the track a very polished and sophisticated feel. This week represented the song's peak on the rock charts. Number 8 was Live It Up by Crosby, Stills and Nash. Crosby, Stills and Nash returned to the charts with the title track off their new album at the time, which blended their trademark harmonies with a modern rock edge. Lyrically, Live It Up encourages listeners to embrace life's challenges and seize the moment. The band's chemistry and musicianship are on full display, making this a standout track in their later catalog and a testament to their enduring appeal across generations. Number 7 this week on the charts was The Other Side by Aerosmith, probably the most controversial track of this week's top 10 list. The Other Side, a hard-hitting rock anthem from their 1989 album Pump, captured the band's raw energy and bluesy swagger. The lyrics explore the themes of redemption as well as temptation, delivered with Steven Tyler's charismatic flair, and the production blends classic rock influences with more contemporary sensibilities. The Other Side helped solidify Aerosmith's comeback in the late 80s and early 90s, and its enduring popularity is a testament to the band's resilience and continued relevance at the time. This was around the time Aerosmith was working with a lot of outside songwriters, as the track was written and arranged by Jim Vallance, who composed the instrumental parts for the song between Christmas and New Year's Eve of 1988. He then mailed a demo of the song with guitar, piano, bass, and drums, as well as horn synthesizer, to Steven Tyler, who came up with the lyrics as well as the vocal melody. The songwriting team of Holland, Dozier, and Holland were eventually given songwriting credit on the song after they threatened to file a lawsuit over similarities between Aerosmith's song and their track Standing in the Shadows of Love. The trio wrote, arranged, and produced many of the songs that helped define the Motown sound of the 60s. Number 6 this week, and perhaps the most interesting song, is Never Do That by the Pretenders. It blended the band's punk and new wave roots with a more polished rock sound, showcasing Chrissie Hynde's sharp wit and distinctive voice. Never Do That remains a fan favorite and a highlight from their 1990 album Pact, reflecting the Pretenders' influence and staying power in the rock landscape of the early 90s.
I'd never do that.
Number 5 this week was I Think I Love You Too Much by the Jeff Healey Band. The Jeff Healey Band's track is a powerful blend of blues and rock that was written by Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits fame and showcased Jeff Healey's extraordinary guitar skills and soulful vocals.
Baby, I think I love you too much.
Number 4 is Double Back by ZZ Top. It's a high-octane track that captures the band's signature Texas boogie sound, blending humor, swagger, as well as musicianship. It was released as the first single from their album Recycler, and it was also featured in the film Back to the Future Part 3. The band even had a cameo in the film, playing a country music version of the song, along with some local musicians.
Double back again, double back again.
Number 3 this week was Across the River by Bruce Hornsby and the Range. Bruce Hornsby and the Range's song brings a blend of rock, jazz, and Americana to the mainstream. The song was co-written by Bruce Hornsby and his brother John. The song was even a crossover hit, peaking at number 18 on the Hot 100 chart, and it also topped the Canadian Adult Contemporary chart, and it later went on to top the Mainstream Rock Tracks chart as well. The song's narrative lyrics tell the story of hope and perseverance set against dynamic instrumentation and intricate arrangements. Number 2 this week was Holy Water by Bad Company. Holy Water marked a significant moment for Bad Company, showcasing their ability to adapt and thrive with Brian Howe on vocals and a revitalized sound. The title track from their 1990 album was their third release to feature Howe fronting the group. The song's polished production and memorable hooks made it a staple on rock radio, resonating with both longtime fans and new listeners. The song even topped the Mainstream Rock Tracks chart, with the album going platinum. And number 1 this week, maybe you guys want to guess before I announce what it is? It was Cradle of Love by Billy Idol. It's a defining anthem of the early 90s rock, blending his punk roots with a more polished and radio-friendly sound. Released as a lead single from his 1990 record Charm Life, the song's infectious chorus and driving rhythm propelled it to the top of the charts. The iconic music video, directed by David Fincher and featuring Betsy Lynn George, received heavy MTV rotation and cemented Idol's image as a charismatic performer. It was in early 1990 that Billy Idol was set to appear in the second Terminator movie, appearing as the T-1000. But in the early part of 1990, Idol was involved in a horrific motorcycle accident that ended his chances at taking on the role. The motorcycle accident had the doctors initially thinking they'd have to amputate the rocker's right leg. Now, because of the accident, Idol was on crutches when he shot the Cradle of Love video. So if you guys noticed, they only shoot the top half of the body in the music video, with Idol recalling in his 2014 biography, "I was out of the hospital, but I was unable to walk without crutches. As a result of the accident, Idol had to have several hours of surgery after he suffered a fractured forearm and a broken leg." Director David Fincher, who had worked with some of the biggest music stars around at the time, including Madonna, Sting, Paula Abdul, and Don Henley, was the one to reach out to Idol's people, wanting to work with the musician. Idol recalled, "Tony," referring to Idol's manager, "explained to David that he would have to figure out a way to make it work without having me dance around on crutches." The next day, David called. Tony had said that he had a concept that would overcome my handicap. Boy, was I curious to find out what that was. Fincher's idea was to have a young woman come into the apartment of an older man, her neighbor, and seduce him while Idol appears in the picture frame scattered throughout the apartment. This actually allowed Idol to be shot from the waist up, and he referred to the idea as genius. The song also appeared on comedian Andrew Dice Clay's motion picture, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. The original video for the song actually had clips from the film, but MTV was not a fan of Dice as they had banned him following his stand-up routine at the 1989 Video Music Awards. MTV refused to basically play any song that featured the comedian, so the video had to be edited. The video for Cradle of Love was nominated for Best Male Video as well as Best Special Effects, and it also won a VMA for Best Video from a Film. David Fincher, meanwhile, became a big-time director working on films like 1999's Fight Club, one of my favorites, Zodiac, and 2011's The Social Network. As for Billy Idol, Charmed Life would be his last album to go platinum, and Cradle of Love was the last video of his to get heavy play on MTV. He returned in 1993 with Cyberpunk, an album that was panned by both critics and fans. Let me know, guys, if you want me to do a video on that album. Now, I want to do something a bit different in this week's video. So there's also the Modern Rock Tracks chart, which is now called the Alternative Airplay chart. And here were the top 5 songs the exact same week back in 1990. So number 5 was The Emperor's New Clothes by Sinead O'Connor. It was a pretty fiercely honest and defiant track from her breakthrough album, The Emperor's New Clothes. It finds her confronting public scrutiny and personal struggles with unflinching candor. Number 4 this week was Never Do That by The Pretenders. Number 3 this week was Pretty Pink Rose by Adrian Belew as well as David Bowie. The lyrics penned by Bowie evoke themes of freedom as well as resistance, with Pretty Pink Rose symbolizing hope amidst struggle. Number 2 this week was Policy of Truth by Depeche Mode, one of Depeche Mode's most iconic singles. Policy of Truth glides on a sleek electronic groove while exploring the consequences of brutal honesty. The song later went on to top this very chart. The song warns of the pitfalls of always telling the truth, suggesting that sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. And number 1 this week on the alternative chart was Way Down Now by World Party. It was World Party's breakthrough hit, and the song's infectious energy and lyrics capture a sense of both celebration as well as social commentary, making it a standout of the era. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section which years you guys want me to cover in next week's video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again in Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.